Well, this multifaceted storm has just begun. We've got everything going on right now, from wind to rain to wet snow, and the winds are really picking up. The wind is going to come in stages here. The first round of strong and gusty winds tonight, 50 miles per hour in speed in terms of gusts for another few hours. We'll get a little bit of a lull in the overnight, and then the winds resume tomorrow. The temperatures tumble and the flakes fly. We're looking at heavy bands of lake snow. The combination of 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts in conjunction with those developing bands of heavy snow will create whiteout conditions. The worst of the wind and the worst of the conditions, I think, will be Saturday evening. And then on Sunday, we'll be dealing with shifting bands of lake snow, more wind, and it's going to make for a rough and rugged game at Highmark Stadium. As far as temperatures are concerned here for tomorrow, we are into the low 30s. Of course, it's going to feel a lot colder than that when you factor in those sustained winds up around 30 miles an hour. And again, whiteouts will be the case at times. There's your Bills Steelers forecast. I think visibility is really going to be an issue around game time, and the wind chill is going to be an issue as well. Not made for those that can't stand mid-winter type chill, with wind chills down into the single digits. So there are the winter storm warnings that we have. We also have the high wind warnings that are in effect. They are already in play, and they go all the way through Sunday morning. The potential is there for gusts to 65 miles per hour. And in the areas in green here, we have lakeshore flood warnings to talk about as well. Those go through early Sunday morning because of the push of the wind on the water. We could actually see 13 to 23 foot waves on Lake Erie. So again, projected gusts for the next few hours, easily in excess of 45, even 50 miles per hour. There's that little lull that I mentioned, and then the wind will resume. Again, some pretty good gusts here, especially on the corridor from Rochester to Batavia, all the way into tomorrow. Again, the worst of the wind, I think, will be tomorrow, late afternoon and evening, whistling 65 miles per hour in speed in Dunkirk, 50 to 60 miles per hour in Batavia. And this is for several hours, so this is going to cause some power outages as well. Again, if you really don't have to go out, don't. And if you are heading to the game at Orchard Park, you really need to take your time, allow lots of time to get to the stadium tomorrow. Again, lots of wind here coming up for tonight, a little bit of a lull. And then look at the winds at Orchard Park for tomorrow, 50, 55, 60 miles per hour for several hours. And there's a Sunday at 1:30. Still some pretty good gusts, but how much snow will we see? Well, not a whole lot going into tonight, maybe a couple of inches, but there's the band of lake snow that sets up shop. Again, by Sunday afternoon, Orchard Park, we could easily be looking at 3 or 4 inches. Much of that could fall during the game, and we are going to be looking at, again, winds whistling up for sure. There is the Super 7-day forecast. We are not out of the wintry woods, not by any stretch of the imagination. This storm is helping to usher in the coldest air of the season to date. So that means, again, whiteout conditions, bitter cold for game day on Sunday, even colder for the holiday on Monday, with areas of lake snow continuing to add up, especially south of Buffalo. And note that we're in it to win it, so to speak, for the wintry weather next week.